froze, yeah, yeah. Just waking up slow, no rush today. Sunlight creeping through the blinds, left the alarm clock far behind. Wrapped in sheets, nowhere to go. Let the morning rhythm flow. Smell of coffee in the air, messy hair, I just don't care. The city sleeps, the streets are quiet. Peace of mind, I'm gonna try it. Phone is silent, world is on hold. Watching the days slowly unfold. Don't need a plan, don't need a map. Just taking a breath in this time gap. Sunlight on the weekend, easy like a breeze. Walking down the pavement, shaking off the freeze. Nothing on the schedule, nowhere we need to be. Just living in the moment, feeling wild and free. Yeah, feeling wild and free. Shadows dancing on the wall, listening to the nature call. Golden hour starts to glow, moving fast by moving slow. Old tunes playing on the radio, nostalgic vibes letting feelings grow. Every step is light as a feather. Perfect day, perfect weather. Time stands still. Let the worries fade away. Yeah, over the hill. It's a perfect holiday. Smooth sunlight on the weekend, easy like a breeze. Walking down the pavement, shaking off the freeze. Nothing on the schedule, nowhere we need to be. Just living in the moment, feeling wild and free. Birds chirping down the Aspen's just drifting. Sunlight on a weekend. Dust motes dancing in a single beam, caught between a memory and a dream. The floorboards hum a wooden kind of song. This is the stillness where I belong. No heavy gears, no ticking in the mind. Just the softest traces of the night behind. Tracing the spine of a book I haven't read. 1,000 quiet stories in my head. The kettle whistles in a distant key, a private symphony just for me. The shadows are long, the colors are deep, waking the senses from a velvet sleep. It's not a rush, it's not a race, just just a steady rhythm in a hollow space. Watching the morning sharpen its lines, reading the map of the sunlight signs, drifting through the gold on a weekend flow, watching the seeds of the moment grow, easy like the breath of the neighborhood, feeling the pulse and it's understood. No map for the day, no weight on the chest, just a kinetic piece of a soul at rest. Opening the window to the garden air, the scent of lavender is everywhere. The mailbox is empty, the signal is clear. Nothing but the present is allowed in here. I find my old records, I find the right groove, waiting for the spirit to finally move. Maybe it's the gravity letting go, maybe it's the way the colors show. A slow motion switch, a silent engagement, finding the beauty in this arrangement. The friction is zero, the vision is wide, letting the wave of the afternoon slide. Barefoot on a rug, a texture so real. This is the way that the second should feel. The city is out there, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the stress and the strain. 1 foot forward, then a lean to the light. The internal compass is finally right, drifting through the gold on a weekend flow, watching the seeds of the moment grow, easy like the breath of the neighborhood, feeling the pulse and it's understood. No map for the day, no weight on the chest, just a kinetic piece of a soul at rest. Oh, dust and light slowly turning, just drifting on. Blue flame flickering under the steel, silent kind of heat I can finally feel. The porcelain is waiting, cold and white, holding the memories of the night. Thermal motion in a slow motion a steady pour. I don't hear the ticking of the clock anymore. He conducting through the tips of the fingers, where the ghost of the stillness still lingers, expanding slowly in the 85 beat. A gentle temperature, a cool kind of heat. No more tension in the structural frame. The energy is here, but it doesn't have a name. Just a thermal bloom in a quiet space. Finding the rhythm at a natural pace. The molecules are moving, the static is gone in the liquid gold of the weekend dawn. It's the physics of warmth, the logic of rest, putting the gravity to a final test, expanding slowly in the 85 beat. A gentle temperature, a cool kind of heat. No more tension in the structural frame. The energy is here, but it doesn't have a name. Just a thermal bloom in a quiet space. Finding the rhythm at a natural pace. Final drop. Steady warmth. Thermal bloom. The needle is searching for the start of the groove, waiting for the heavyweight spirit to move. A circular journey on a spinning black sea, in the high fidelity of just being me. Scratches and pops like a ribbon meant rain, clearing the dust from the tired brain. The brass is a shadow, the piano's light, a low frequency ghost of the Saturday night. The rotation is steady, the pitch is true, under the ceiling of the Sunday blue. Centrifugal force in a slow motion spin, letting the analog magic begin. Rotating slow on a 85 spin. No more thickness, no more thin. Just the lazy needle in the heart of the track. Never looking forward, never looking back. In the warmth of the vinyl, the soul is found, a millimeter above the spinning ring ground. 33 RPM state of mind, leaving the digital noise behind. The crackle is the fire, the rhythm is the wood. It's finally being understood. Rotating slow on a 85 spin. No more thickness, no more thin. Just the lazy needle in the heart of the track. Never looking forward, never looking back. In the warmth of the vinyl, the soul is found. A millimeter above the spinning ground. The sun is a compass on the wooden floor, tracing a path from the bed to the door. Triangles of light and rectangles of gray, mapping the slow motion start of the day. The angles are shifting, the lines along in the silent space of a Sunday song. The dust is a galaxy in the golden flare, hanging suspended in the morning air. I follow the vector, I watch the tilt, free from the structure the weekday build. The geometry of peace is a simple thing, waiting for the quietness to start to sing. Finding the center in the shadow play, watching the hours just drift away. The 85 rhythm is the only scale, catching the light in a spiritual sail. It's a geometric shift in the heart of the room, dispelling the weight of the midnight gloom. Maybe it's the optics, maybe it's the tilt of the universe on which this day was built. The shadows are soft and the edges are blurred, like the silent breath of an unspoken word. Finding the center in the shadow play, watching the hours just drift away. The 85 rhythm is the only scare, catching the light in a spiritual sail. It's a geometric shift in the heart of the room, dispelling the weight of the midnight gloom. Shadow drift, shifting light, geometry of gold. texture of the wool and the grain of the wood, a tactile language that's understood. No heavy leather, no laces to tie under the dome of the holiday sky. The gravity is different when the skin is bare, feeling the vibration of the morning air. Cold condensation on a glass of tea, a liquid reflection of the person I'll be. The floorboards are cool and the rugs are warm, a perfect balance in the middle of the storm. Every step is a note on a silent keys, moving through the house with a natural ease. Walking the barefoot cadence today, watching the friction just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is aligned, leaving the shoes and the worries behind. A tactile rhythm, physical grace, finding the heart in a familiar space. It's the physics of touch, the logic of skin, letting the sensation of the world in. The cadence is steady, the tempo is low, watching the seeds of the stillness grow. Walking the barefoot cadence today, watching the friction just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is aligned, leaving the shoes and the worries behind. A tactile rhythm, a physical grace, finding the heart in a familiar space. Soft step, cadence, baritone. Ink on the paper in the scent of the old, a million quiet secrets waiting to be told. The margins are wide and the print is small, standing in the center of a paper wall. One word at a time, a slow motion stream, flowing through the logic of a waking dream. The world is a fiction, the day is a fact, a perfect balance in the way we act. The ticking of the clock is a muffled sound, lost in the forest of the thoughts I found. Paragraph by paragraph, the light moves in, tracing the map where the journeys begin. living in the parallel pages today, watching the noise of the street fade away. An 85 rhythm in a world of ink, giving the spirit a chance to think. In the silence of the story, the pulse is found, a story that doesn't need a single sound. It's the narrative, maybe it's the font, but it's exactly the kind of piece that I want. The chapter is open, the vision is wide, letting the current of the afternoon slide. Living in the parallel pages today, watching the noise of the street fade away. An 85 rhythm in a world of ink, giving the spirit a chance to think. In the silence of the story, the pulse is found, a story that doesn't need a single sound. End of the chapter, drifting on.
Chlorophyll dancing in the emerald shade, a quiet kind of progress that the morning made. The soil is breathing dark and deep, waking from a subterranean sleep. I watch the vines, I watch the tilt of the greenest world that the sun has built. A scent of jasmine in the humid air, suspended in the stillness like a silent prayer. No heavy concrete, no steel in sight, just the organic architecture of the light. The roots are moving, the stems are strong, finding the posts where the leaves belong. It's a photosynthesis of the mind, leaving the grayscale world behind, watching the oxygen start to glow in the steady current of the garden flow. Lost in the garden hum today, watching the static just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is green, part of the logic of a living scene. No map for the growth, no plan for the vine. Everything's moving, everything's fine. Ooh. Dewdrops acting like a crystal lens, where the boundary of the city ends. The garden is a clock that doesn't use hands, tracing the shadows across the lands. I find my place on a mossy stone, feeling the vibration in the marrow and bone. Maybe it's the nectar, maybe it's the bloom, but there's no more weight in the heart of the room. The air is vintage, the spirit is wide, letting the energy of the forest slide. Barefoot on the clover, a texture so new, drenched in the spirit of the Sunday dew. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the mental strain. 1 foot forward, a lean to the sun. The organic journey has just begun. Lost in the garden hum today, watching the static just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is green, part of the logic of a living scene. No map for the growth, no plan for the vine. Everything's moving, everything's fine. Green poles, garden hum, breathing deep. The frequency is drifting in the midday heat, between the logic and the rhythm of the street. White noise falling like a digital snow, covering the places where the worries grow. A low voltage comfort in the back of the mind, leaving the HD world far behind. The cathode ray is a soft blue flare, lighting up the dust in the hallway air. No sharp resolution, no 4K view, just the hazy edges of the person I knew. A muffled transmission, a signal so thin, letting the analog piece move in. It's the beauty of the blur, the logic of the grain, clearing the pixels from the heavy brain. Synchronized now with the hollow hum, waiting for the afternoon to finally come. Finding the static, peace in the room, dispelling the weight of the digital gloom. In the 85 frequency, the signal is clear. Nothing but the hum is allowed in here. No map for the static, no plan for the noise. Regaining the rhythm, regaining the poise. The radio is whispering a soulful code, a secret map for the quiet road. The hum of the fridge is a steady bass in the low fidelity of a familiar space. Every shadow is a glitch in the frame, without a focus, without a name. Maybe it's the resonance, maybe it's the spark of the electricity in the middle of dark. The channel is open, the vision is wide, letting the feedback of the morning slide. Sitting on the rug near the speaker's glow, watching
watching the tides of the static flow. The world is a broadcast, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the digital strain. The switch is off, but the soul is on in the static beauty of the weekend dawn. Finding the static, peace in the room, dispelling the weight of the digital gloom. In the 85 frequency, the signal is clear. Nothing but the hum is allowed in here. No map for the static, no plan for the noise. Regaining the rhythm, regaining the poise. Fading out, static peace, signal lost.
The sun is a liquid, heavy and slow, drenching the room in an amber glow. Viscosity rising in the afternoon air, pouring like honey over every chair. The gravity is gold and the shadows are thick, a slow motion flame on a wooden wick. The light is a syrup on the window pane, dissolving the traces of the midnight rain. No sharp edges, just a melting view. In the deep ochre and the bronze and the blue, a slow motion shift in the heart of the day, watching the solid world melt away. It's the physics of amber, the logic of glow, where the currents of the light begin to flow. Synchronized now with the 85 beat, caught in the texture of a golden heat. Drifting in the liquid golden today, watching the hours just dissolve away. In the amber pocket, the soul is found, a millimeter above the glowing ground. No map for the color, no plan for the light, just the golden bridge to the edge of the night. The air is a blanket of gilded dust, a world made of copper and honey and rust. The ticking of the clock is a muffled chime, lost in the syrup of the weekend time. I find my reflection in the back of a spoon, a distorted vision of the afternoon. Maybe it's the spectrum, maybe it's the tilt of the golden world that the sunset built. The vision is liquid, the spirit is wide, letting the current of the amber slide. Tracing the glow on the back of my hand, living in the light of a different land. The city is out there, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the winter rain. One more drop of the golden flow, watching the seeds of the stillness grow. Drifting in the liquid gold today, watching the hours just dissolve away. In the amber pocket, the soul is found, a millimeter above the glowing ground. No map for the color, no plan for the light, just the golden bridge to the edge of the night. liquid gold, amber glow, sunset drift.
The fibers are letting go, one by one, under the warmth of the afternoon sun. The tension in the shoulders are melting ice, a physical version of a paradise. The muscles are uncurling, the tendons are long, moving to the rhythm of a silent song. The spine is a river, the breath is a tide. No more place for the stress to hide. No rigid structure, no iron frame. The body is a vessel without a name. A slow motion release in the heart of the cell, escaping the gravity of the weekday spell. It's the logic of the fiber, the science of the ease, moving like the branches of the willow tree. Synchronized now with the 85 pulse, letting the internal rhythm convulse. Caught in the unwinding process today, watching the knots just soften away. In the 85 pocket, the body is free, finding the center of the me that is me. No map for the muscle, no plan for the breath, watching the stillness and avoiding the death. Every breath is a wave on a sandy shore. I don't feel the weight of the world anymore. The joints are like clockwork, oiled and smooth, finding the gear, finding the groove. A kinetic piece in the marrow and bone, standing on the ground that I call my own. Maybe it's the posture, maybe it's the flow of the internal energy starting to show. The vision is internal, the spirit is wide, letting the current of the loosening slide, stretching the spirit to the edge of the room, dispelling the weight of the physical gloom. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the bodily strain. One deep breath and a final release, finding the heart of the physical peace. Caught in the unwinding process today, watching the knots just soften away. In the 85 pocket, the body is free, finding the center of the me that is me. No map for the muscle, no plan for the breath, watching the stillness and avoiding the death. Letting go, fibers loose, the unwinding.
bare feet on the stone, a rough kind of grace. Finding the heat in a familiar place. The balcony is an island, the sun is the sea. Holding the energy for a person like me. The concrete is a battery storing the light against the return of the shadows and night. The heat is a vibration, a low frequency hum, waiting for the afternoon to finally come. No cold steel, no polished floor, just the texture of the earth outside the door. The pores are opening, the skin is a lens, where the boundary of the interior ends. It's the thermal conductivity of the stone, reaching the marrow and reaching the bone. Synchronized now with the 85 beat, caught in the logic of the concrete heat. Feeling the concrete warmth today, watching the chill just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is found, pressed against the heat of the solid ground. No map for the stone, no plan for the sun. The stationary journey has just begun. The city is a mountain of brick and of glass, watching the clouds of the weekend pass. The railing is a boundary, the air is a gift, feeling the weight of the consciousness shift. I watch the street from a vertical height, bathed in the power of the thermal light. Maybe it's the surface, maybe it's the mass of the stone and the light and the time as they pass. The vision is wide and the spirit is free, connecting the world and the concrete and me. Leaning back against the wall of the afternoon, a different kind of melody, a different kind of tune. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the mental rain. One final spark of the stone cold heat, finding the rhythm of the rooftop street. Feeling the concrete warmth today, watching the chill just melt away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is found, pressed against the heat of the solid ground. No map for the stone, no plan for the sun. The stationary journey has just begun. Stone wall, battery of light, concrete peace.
Yeah.
The oxygen is vintage, the atmosphere is deep. Waking the lungs from a subterranean sleep. A scent of old paper and a scent of the rain. Clearing the static from the heavyweight brain. No filter ventilation, no sterile breeze. Just the analog air through the window trees. The air is a texture of velvet smoke, the kind of a language that the afternoon spoke. No sharp digital edges, no artificial chill. Just the breath of the city on a windowsill. The molecules are dancing in the 85 beat. A mixture of the garden and the logic of street. It's the chemistry of breathing, the science of the lungs. Speaking the words of 1,000 quiet tongues. Synchronized now with the internal flow. Watching the seeds of the stillness grow. Breathing the analog air today. Watching the winter just melt away in the 85 pocket. The pulse is found, floating on the breath of the urban ground. No map for the oxygen, no plan for the sky. Just the simple beauty of the how and the why. The diaphragm is a drum, the chest is a room, dispelling the weight of the indoor gloom. Every exhale is a release of the past, a long distance journey that is built to last. The air is a medium, the sound is a wave, escaping the stillness of the nighttime cave. Maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the scent of a weekend afternoon that was perfectly spent. The vision is wide and the spirit is free. In the analog air between the world and me. Sitting by the glass as the light starts to fade, counting the progress that the breathing has made. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the always play strain. One final breath of the vintage hued blue. Everything's waiting, everything's new. Breathing the analog air today, watching the winter just melt away in the 85 pocket. The pulse is found, floating on the breath of the urban ground. No map for the oxygen, no plan for the sky. Just the simple beauty of the how and the why. Another day, vintage breath, breathing on.
surface of a Sunday stream, caught in the logic of a slow motion dream. No heavy anchor, no ironclad plan, living on the edges of the can in the can. The current is a velvet, the water is a gold, a different kind of story that is starting to unfold. I'm a piece of driftwood in the heart of the town, nothing to pull me or to carry me down, just the buoyancy of a heart that is light, tracing the path from the day to the night. No motor, no rudder, no direction in sight, just the natural flow of the morning light. It's the physics of floating, the science of the tide, where the worries of the week begin to slide. Synchronized now with the 85 flow, going where the currents of the stillness go. Living like a driftwood spirit today, watching the urgency just drift away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is found, floating a millimeter above the ground. No map for the river, no plan for the sea, just the liquid beauty of being free. The buildings are the riverbanks, the streets are the shore. I don't feel the weight of the gravity anymore, just a smooth transition through the blue and the gray, tracing the curves of the afternoon day. The world is a fluid, the logic is a wave, escaping the stillness of the solid state cave. Maybe it's the water, maybe it's the salt of the day that has finally come to a halt. The vision is wide and the spirit is free, in the driftwood rhythm between the world and me. Washing up slowly on a Saturday shore, I don't remember what I was waiting for. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the solid state strain. One final ripple in the golden hued flow, watching the seeds of the stillness grow. Living like a driftwood spirit today, watching the urgency just drift away. In the 85 pocket, the soul is found, floating a millimeter above the ground. No map for the river, no plan for the sea, just the liquid beauty of being free. Drifting on, driftwood spirit. a machine that's finally at rest, finding the silence in the middle of the chest. The heartbeat of the traffic is a slow motion beat, matching the vibration of the Sunday street. The skyscrapers are breathing in a steady line, tracing a geometry that's perfectly fine. Yeah. The elevators sleep and the buses are still. The wind is a shadow on the windowsill. No frantic momentum, no heavyweight gears, dispelling the echoes of the weekday fears. Synchronized now with the pulse of the stone, reaching the marrow and reaching the bone. Yeah. It's the logic of the collective, the science of the pause, finding the effect without the frantic cause. In the 85 rhythm, the world is aligned, leaving the friction of the struggle behind. Finding the synchronized stillness today, watching the hurry just soften away. In the 85 pocket, the city is one, under the glow of the afternoon sun. No map for the quiet, no plan for the peace, just the grand finale of the urban release. Crosswalk is waiting, the light is a gold, a different kind of story that is starting to unfold. Every window is a mirror of a soul at rest, putting the energy to a final test. The grid is a circuit and the current is me, flowing with the force of a stillness free. Baby, it's the harmony, maybe it's the scale of the quietness that is starting to prevail. The vision is wide and the spirit is free, in the synchronized stillness of the world and me. Sitting in the center of the urban machine, counting the progress that the silence has been. The city is a memory, a muffled refrain, a long way away from the structural strain. One final pulse of the 85 beat, finding the heart of the Sunday street. Yeah. Finding the synchronized stillness today, watching the hurry just soften away. In the 85 pocket, the city is one, under the glow of the afternoon sun. No map for the quiet, no plan for the peace, just the grand finale of the urban release. Insane stillness, city pulse.